Welcome to another edition of Sports Talk NYC. It is Wednesday, June 20th, and once again, it's the day after another game in the NBA Finals. This time, Game 4 between the Thunder and the Heat, and once again, the Heat come out on top. Uh, Quick question: does anybody really watch quarters 1 through 3 at all? I mean, all the good stuff tends to happen in quarter 4, the end there. So does anybody really watch quarters 1 through 3? I know I didn't. I kept up with the game, but I didn't really watch it until we got to the fourth quarter. But at any rate, from what I was watching, what I was keeping up with on ESPN and whatnot, Oklahoma City looked like they were going to take this game from the beginning. After the first quarter, they're up by 14. They score 33 points in the first quarter. It looks very good to them. Because it seems like the trend is whichever team does well in the first quarter seems to win the game. So Miami usually does very well in the first quarter. They usually blow out Oklahoma City, and they usually take the game. And this time it was the Thunder going up by 14. So I thought, the game was not really in hand, obviously. 3 more quarters left to go. But there was a slight chance, I thought, OKC's got this, right? We go to the second quarter, and it's just complete role reversal, and Miami ends up outscoring the Thunder and pull the margin within 3 for halftime. By the time the third quarter ends, Miami's up 4. So it's, once again, Miami's just taking over. It's LeBron James, it's Dwayne Wade, and it's a very special guest that, maybe needs to be formally introduced, Mario Chalmers. He had a game. Now, most of his game took place in the fourth quarter, but there were some rumblings in the first 3 quarters. So we head to the fourth. They're down by 4. OKC, that is. And so far, it's been just Westbrook and Durant just covering the load for the most part. And back and forth action. Loved it. Loved every minute of it. I'm not a Miami Heat fan by any stretch, but you got to respect who they are. You got to respect the fight. You got to respect that they're pretty much on their way to another championship. So we go to the fourth, and Westbrook just completely takes over. It's amazing to see. I don't want to be hypocritical by saying he had a tremendous performance, because once again, he did lack in the point guard duties, point guard responsibilities. He did lack in that again. But it's hard to argue with that when a man scores 43 points and goes on 11-point run where he's the only one scoring. So it's hard to go against that. But nonetheless, this game certainly was within Oklahoma City's grasp. Why they didn't win was kind of pure and simple. Just very, very small mistakes. Because you see the margin that these games are won by. The last 3 by Miami haven't been won by any more than 3 to 4 points. This one won by 6. And when Oklahoma City won, they won by 11. So you can definitely see when Oklahoma City wins, they control the game and they go up by a lot. However, when Miami wins, they're much closer games, much tighter, but Miami does the smaller things better. We know about the big 3. We know LeBron, Bosh, Wade. We know that. But when somebody like Mario Chalmers steps up and scores 22, most of those done in the fourth quarter, it's very hard to beat the Heat. It's hard enough to beat them without Chalmers playing very well. But then you throw in Chalmers, and it's just, what could OKC do? Now, there were a couple of small blunders in there. Derek Fisher had a couple of mental lapses, I saw. LeBron James falls to the floor, gives up the ball. Derek Fisher runs up the court, and Oklahoma City has a 5-on-3 advantage. And he has his shooters on the outside. Harden, Westbrook, and Durant are all outside. Easily could have got any one of them the ball, but instead elects to take the layup. And the only 3 defenders Miami has are pretty much right there in the post. So Fisher goes for the layup and gets blocked, and it's a wasted opportunity because the ball goes all the way down court to LeBron, and he scores, and the Thunder don't. So that was a mental lapse by a veteran. He's been around for years, 15, 16 years now. You know, he's played with championship teams. He's won many championships. So a mental lapse like that it's questionable for some reason. I don't see how he could do that. I could see that coming out of Westbrook, but a guy like Fisher, I don't know. And what really made the difference in this game, the smaller things, but the bench play. Miami's bench play wasn't exceptional. And you know what? It wasn't even bench play. It was everybody but the stars. LeBron, Wade, Durant, Bosh, Westbrook, they all scored exactly their norm. They played their game. But when you see, obviously, Chalmers scores 22, but even more importantly, James Harden scores 8 points. Only 8 points on 2 of 8 shooting, and it's bad. Sorry, 2 of 10 shooting. 2 of 8 was the other day. 2 of 10 shooting this time around. 1 of 5 from 3. He only gets 8 points. Now, he got 10 rebounds. Cool. I don't think Harden's known for being a rebounder. I don't think that's why the Thunder win games, because Harden is an exceptional rebounder. He needs to shoot very well. And a lot of the shots he missed were open shots, which tend to be the harder ones with so much pressure. But Harden, who's usually a sharpshooter, dead on, he just missed so many times. And another thing that baffled me was Derek Fisher played 22 minutes last night and only put up 1 shot, which wasn't even a 3, by the way. And the 1 shot he put up was rejected. So Derek Fisher, mostly being known for being a very clutch shooter, doesn't put up a shot, pretty much. So that baffled me a little bit. And it seems like Oklahoma City had a terrible game outside of Westbrook and Durant. And by any stretch of any definition, yeah, they kind of did. And at this point, Westbrook stepped up. Durant stepped up as usual. Ibaka played his D. And now it needs to fall on everyone else, because the Thunder are supposed to have the better bench, the deeper bench, the more effective bench. And at this point in time, it didn't show up. It just didn't show up, and now they got their backs up against the wall, 3-1, and they're still in Miami. Game 5 tomorrow night is in Miami. So this isn't even an uphill battle. This is an uphill war. Tomorrow is make or break for the Thunder. Yesterday's game was supposed to be make or break, and they broke. Now they really have to show up. If there's any chance of them winning this series, it's going to start tomorrow. It has to start tomorrow. Westbrook can put up his 40, Durant can put up his 30. But the idea is that Harden, Fisher, Perkins, Cephalosha, Collison, they all have to show up and do their part. And do their part well. As for Miami, I don't want to say things have to go on cruise control here. It's 3-1, but the Thunder are still dangerous. LeBron, he's going to show up. This is his chance to get a ring and to shut up the critics. So he's going to show up. Now, he had some pretty bad cramps, apparently, during the game. I mean, I've seen players play with worse, but LeBron definitely looked like he was in a lot of pain. And he played through the pain. I mean, he comes right back off the bench after being, taken out to, I guess, warm his legs up again or deal with his cramps. And he just shoots, he gets a clutch 3 that puts Miami up by 3. And from there, things seem to be going right back on track. So LeBron definitely is the anchor of this team. It's still Dwayne Wade's team, and Wade is definitely, he knows that. But he takes a step back, lets LeBron do what he does, because they know that's the only way they're going to win. I dropped my pen. I'm back. And that's it. Game 5, this is Miami's time to close it out. And if I were Miami, it'd be all hands on deck. Get ready. It's going to be a war. Game 4 was definitely a war. But Game 5, that's where it's going to really be tremendous. So, for Sports Talk NYC, hope you enjoyed the video.